हाँ देखिए यूट्यूब लाइव आ रहा है। हाँ स्ट्रीमिंग कर दिया है। अब फेसबुक आ रहा है, फेसबुक भी नहीं आ रहा है ना। हाँ देखिए आप बोल रहे हैं तो आवाज़ आ रही होगी। जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ आवाज़ आ रही है ना।
Yes, sir.
हाँ आवाज़ आ रही है यूट्यूब पे।
Yes, sir.
ओके ग्रेट। अच्छा एक बार फेसबुक पे चेक कर लीजिए।
सर ना बाकी लोगों को बोलो ज्वाइन करने के लिए, जितने पीएचडी वाले हैं।
हाँ
जी सर बोल रहे।
ज्वाइन करो, एमटेक पीएचडी सबको ज्वाइन करो। सेल्वी
जी सर।
हाँ फेसबुक पे चल रहा है लाइव।
जो जितने पीएचडी वाले हैं ना सबको बोलो ज्वाइन
दोनों
करने
लाइव
के
चल
लिए।
रहा है ठीक है।
Yes, sir.
तो इसको चलने देंगे या स्टॉप करेंगे? अभी स्टॉप करते हैं, इसको ठीक हो गया इसको। देखिए स्टॉप हो गया ना दोनों। हाँ दोनों स्टॉप हो गया। अब stop। हाँ दे स्टॉप कर दिया दोनों का। तो एग्जीक्यूटिव फाइल होगा स्टार्ट है, एग्जीक्यूटिव टेस्टिंग हो गई है। ओके गुड। सब स्ट्रीमिंग करेंगे तो शुरू हो जाएगा। फेसबुक वाला में ना इस हो गया क्या? लाइव समाना हो गया ना?
हो गया।
हाँ? तो स्क्रीन शेयर हो रहा है? हो गया लाइव?
तो रहे
ये तो स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हुआ ना। हाँ बस ये 20 पे कर लीजिए फ़ोन। हाँ हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है। पार्टिसिपेंट ज्वाइन तो किया है। हाँ वो तो है ना, काफ़ी लोग हैं ना इसमें अभी। 33 है, कोई बात नहीं, सब तो ज्वाइन करेंगे टाइम पे। ये देखो लाइव वो तो स्क्रीन क्यों है? अच्छा
ये यूट्यूब पे भी यही आ रहा है स्क्रीन,
यही वाला
ये स्क्रीन आ रही है
अब
फेसबुक
ये स्क्रीन आ रहा होगा।
चेंज होगा स्क्रीन,
चेंज हो रहा है ना,
हो जाए।
जो स्क्रीन पे आएगा ना। फेसबुक पे भी,
फेसबुक पे नहीं आ रहा शायद अभी।
फेसबुक पे क्या है, मतलब स्टॉप तो कर दिया था लाइव।
शुड स्टार्ट 9:30 बजे होगा शायद
फेसबुक पे है।
शायद आपने 9:30 का टाइम डाला होगा।
कितना लिखा है?
लिखा है यू विल बी एबल टू वॉच द लाइव वीडियो, इवेंट होस्ट गोज लाइव। अभी लाइव आई नहीं शायद अब।
ये लाइव तो दिख रहा है। कुछ दिखा रहा है, ये तो चल दिया है। 109 का था ना, स्टॉप होगा क्या ये क्या है देखो।
अच्छा वेव का वेव के मामले से
उसको कैसे करें? तो अब चला गया होगा देखो। अब क्या आ रहा है? ये लास्ट में डायरेक्टली यहाँ से कर देंगे ना, देखो यहाँ से करके देखें। लिखा क्या है? वार्निंग यूर परसिस्टेंट सिस्टम की इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय अनदर।
वहाँ भी चल रहा है
कहाँ
फेसबुक
कहाँ पे?
कह रहा है उधर।
ओके हम वहाँ से लॉग आउट कर बंद कर देना। बंद कर दिया। अब करते कंटिन्यू। अब स्टार्ट शेयरिंग कर देना, है ना?
अब से सेलेक्ट कर
अब देखना, अब देखना।
रिफ्रेश कर।
Thanks to the Almighty, the Creator and the Preserver of the world. As per the tradition of Jamia, Islamia, let us begin our program with the recitation of verses from the Holy Quran and its translation. For this, I now call upon Dr. Muhammad Ishan Ansari, sir.
चलो सिम
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن
चलिए मल्टीप्ल स्क्रीन
अब फेसबुक
ठीक
मेरे को लॉक कर दो।
Now I request Professor Millia Ma'am, Dean, Faculty of Engineering and Technology, to present UK Anometo, Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, First Degree Professor Najma Akhtar, as a
We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Professor Bashir Alam, sir, Organizing Secretary and Head Department of Computer Engineering, has a professional experience spanning over more than 20 years of teaching, research, and college information.
माइक म्यूट कर
Professor
दिया है
Bashir Alam, sir, has been very active in teaching and research throughout his career and published numerous research papers in reputed national and international journals like IEEE transactions, cluster computing, journal of supercomputing, etc. And conferences which have received awards in India and abroad. He has been the principal investigator for Millia Cuba Teaching Center. He keeps on inviting people from reputed universities and companies in the institutions from India and abroad for invited talks on upcoming technologies and interaction with the students of the department. A step forward to this, the department is organizing its first ever international conference under his active leadership. I request sir for the conference opening remarks.
फुल लाइट नहीं आ रहा है
Thank you, Nida. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Padma Shri Professor Najma Akhtar Ma'am, Chief Guest and Chief Patron of the conference. Our star, Professor Nazim Hussain Al-Jafi Sir, Guest of Honors and Patron of the conference. Our keynote speaker, Professor Rajkumar Bhuya Sir. Our Dean, Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Professor Mini Saji Thomas Ma'am. Our Dean, Student Welfare, Professor Ibrahim Sir. All deans, all HODs, all faculty of the Department of Computer Engineering and from other faculty members from other departments, all participants and my dear students. Very good morning. I welcome you all to this first international conference on recent advances in computer science and engineering 2022, ICRACSE-2022. From 26 November 2022 to 27 November 2022, being organized by Department of Computer Engineering. Department of Computer Engineering is one of the young, dynamic and vibrant department of Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Our students of BTech Computer Engineering, which is NBA accredited program, MTech Computer Engineering and PhD Computer Engineering are highly placed in reputed multinational companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Adobe, etc. And also in reputed institutions of India like Indian Institute of Technologies, Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institute of Management, and from abroad institutions like London School of Economics, University of Waterloo, University of California, New York University, Purdue University, etc. Our students have been winners in various national and international level competitions, contests like Asian International Policy Programming Contest, ENTRA, Smart India Hackathon, International Supercomputing Student Cluster Competition, etc. Our department and university is flourishing leap and bound under the able mentorship and leadership of Honorable Vice Chancellor Najma Akhtar Ma'am. We got our BTech programs accredited by NBA. We got third rank in NIRF 2022 ranking by Government of India and A++, the highest grade by NAC by Government of India under her vibrant leadership. We are very thankful to you, ma'am, for granting us permission to organize so nice international conference and gracing this occasion as chief guest in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am. We are also very thankful to our star sir for all his administrative and moral support and gracing the occasion as guest of honor. He helped us at all the steps. We are really grateful to Professor Rajkumar Bhuya sir, who is Redmond Valley Distinguished Professor and Director of the Cloud Computing and Distributed System Lab, University of Melbourne, Australia, and the founding CEO Microsoft Private Limited, commercializing innovations in cloud computing, for gracing this occasion as keynote speaker in spite of his busy engagements. In the conference, we have 6 technical sessions of invited talks spread over 2 days and 5 paper presentation followed by valedictory sessions. On first day, we are having 5 technical sessions besides this inaugural. On the second day, we are having invited talk sessions and 4 paper presentation sessions, followed by evaluative quizzes. We are happy and fortunate to have among us distinguished world-reputed top professors in the field of computer science and engineering, like Professor Rajkumar Bhuya from University of Melbourne, Australia, Professor Sikha Babui from University of West Florida, USA, Professor Latifur Khan from University of Texas, USA, Professor Jaiyo Feng Yu from Technical University, Denmark, Professor Professor Nandi, Sukumar Nandi from Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, India, Professor Mansaf Alam from Jamia Millia Islamia, and Dr. Muhammad Fahim, postdoctoral fellow from Harvard University and artificial intelligence framework scientist in artificial intelligence and analytics group at Intel Corporation, USA, as distinguished speaker in our conference. Definitely we will enjoy their talk, and I'm sure we will learn a lot from their talk to make ourselves updated in the recent advances in computer science and engineering. We are also fortunate to have reputed professors and scientists from India and abroad, like Professor Qasim Rafiq sir, ex-chairman Department of Computer Engineering, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Professor Mirza Muhammad Sufyan Beg sir, chairman Department of Computer Engineering and principal Zakir Hussain College of Engineering and Technology, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Professor Asim Jafar, chairman Department of Computer Science, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Professor Vinod Sharma, sir, Director North Campus, Jammu University, and ex-head Department of Computer and Technology. Professor A.K. Mohapatra, Head Department of Information Technology, Indira Gandhi Technical Women University, and Dr. Kiran Chaudhary, ex-head from Delhi University, and Dr. Tawheed Ahmed Khan from Augustana College, USA, as session chairs for paper presentations. Very large number of papers from reputed university from India and abroad were received, and only very limited number of best papers were selected for presentations in the conference after rigorous peer review of each paper by at least 2 professors and scientists in the relevant area from reputed University of India and abroad. Selected papers will be published in the edited book Intelligent Data Analytics, IoT and Blockchain by CRC Press, Taylor and Francis Group. I congratulate all participants for their commendable works to be presented and for the opportunity to hear from and interact with the world-reputed top personalities in the field of computer science and engineering. I wish you good luck for your paper presentation and hope you will enjoy all the sessions and it will be very fruitful to you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening this gathering about the event. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Let's go, patron. Professor Vinny Shadi Thomas Ma'am, Dean Faculty of Engineering and Technology, was the director of NIT Trichy. She was also the founder director of the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Jamia Millia Islamia, and was the Central Public Information Officer of JMI from 2008 to 2014, and head of Department of Electrical Engineering from 2005 to 2008. I request ma'am for the welcome speech in this wonderful gathering.
Thank you, Nida. Good morning and warm greetings. Vice Chancellor Padma Shri Professor Najmatkar, Registrar Professor Nasim Hussain Jafri, Chief Guest of today Professor Rajkumar Bhuya, Head of the Department Professor Bashir Alam, Special Invitees, Deans, HODs, faculty members, staff, students, and most importantly, the participants from across the globe of this conference. A warm welcome to Jamia and to the Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Let me begin by congratulating the Department of Computer Engineering for conceiving and organizing this first international conference. This is a great way of bringing people and researchers together. Congratulations. Faculty of Engineering and Technology, established in 1985, is one of the major faculties of Jamia, contributing immensely to the growth and development of Jamia Millia Islamia. Now we have 7 departments and around 2,200 students and 100 faculty members. We are engaged in research in very significant areas such as air and water quality management, climate change mitigation, smart energy systems and smart grid, sensor development, mechatronics, nanoelectronics, mobile communication, distributed and cloud computing, artificial and computational intelligence, IoT, quantum and blockchain technologies, artificial intelligence, and neurophobic computing, to name a few. We also have collaborations with institutions across the globe, and we look forward to more collaborations through such conferences as these. We also publish around 650 papers a year, and we have started publishing and being granted patents over the last few years. Um, Coming to this conference, I can see an array of experts from across the globe being roped in by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, and I'm sure it's going to be a great event today and tomorrow. Let me welcome each and everyone present today formally to this conference. Professor Rajkumar Bhuya is a luminary in the field of cloud computing, an IEEE fellow for his work in cloud computing. He is a luminary and a world very well known figure across the globe. So it's our privilege to welcome you to this conference, Professor Bhuya. I warmly welcome you to this conference, and I hope you will be able to physically come to our campus soon so that we can have more discussions and research collaborations with the University of Melbourne in the coming days. Thank you so much for sparing your time and agreeing to be part of this conference. The first woman Vice Chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia, Padma Shri Professor Najma Akhtar, is a visionary who has taken Jamia to greater heights. I warmly welcome our Vice Chancellor, Professor Najma Akhtar, to this conference, and thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing time on a Saturday to inaugurate this conference. Our Registrar, Professor Nasim Hussain Jaffrey, is doing yeoman work to take Jamia to a new level. He's working 24/7. I'm seeing him work so hard all these days along with the Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much, sir, for joining today, taking time out and joining today. Thank you. My warm welcome to all the deans who have joined, the head of the departments, the faculty members, and students to this conference. Special thanks to the students. I know that conferences are organized, major work done by the students, the research scholars, the MTech students, and the BTech students. So my special thanks to all the students who are involved in the organization. I'm sure you would have learned a lot to take you forward in your career. Thank you so much and warm welcome to the conference. Now, the most important component or participants of this conference are the delegates who have taken the trouble of sending papers to the conference. Congratulations to all the authors whose papers have been selected after a very rigorous review. I warmly welcome each one of you to the Faculty of Engineering and to Jamia Millia Islamia. Please do come to the campus physically and enjoy our hospitality whenever you get a chance to visit Delhi. Anytime, let us know. We will be very happy to welcome you physically to the campus. I wish the conference all the success, and I'm sure the deliberations of this conference will bring out some significant list of recommendations which can be scholarships. So I request Jamia faculty and students to tie up with other institutions and faculty members who are presenting in this conference so that we can have multidisciplinary research being taken forward and more publications and collaborations and IP, and maybe start more startups in the coming years. I wish you all the success very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving forward, a great leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion. Our chief guest of today, Padma Shri Professor Najma Akhtar ma'am, is Honorable Vice Chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia since April 2019. She has worked for 15 years at the National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, leading courses for senior officials from 130 countries. She established the first state-level management institute at Allahabad and was the controller of examination and director of academic programs at Aligarh Muslim University. She has been a consultant to UNESCO, UNICEF, and Canada. She's the first female vice chancellor in the university's 100-year history. Ma'am is the role model for all to encourage them to do their best. In 2022, Ma'am was awarded Padma Shri by the Government of India. Ma'am, you are a true inspiration for all. I request Ma'am to deliver her speech.
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you, Nida Akhtar, for inviting me here, and also Bashir Alam. Professor Nazim Hussain Jaffrey, Professor Minnie Thomas, Dean of the Faculty, Professor Bashir Alam, the man behind this international conference, and the head of the department, distinguished guests, and deans, HODs, faculty members who are present here and those who are not present and they are participating in it, and dear participants of the conference, and particularly Professor Raj Kumar Millia, who has taken time from his busy schedule to be with us and to give us knowledge through this 2 days event. A very good morning, and maybe a different good time at those who are outside India. I'm delighted to see you all at the international conference on recent advances in computer science and engineering organized by the Department of Computer Engineering. I understand this is the first international conference of this department, and I congratulate everybody, including Professor Bashir Alam and all his team, for organizing this. I hope that this event will benefit all the participants immensely, as I have seen the eminent scientists and scholars of international repute from renowned institutions of India like IIT Guwahati, and institutions from abroad like University of Texas, USA, University of West Florida, USA, University of Melbourne, Australia, as well as internationally reputed technocrats from Intel USA have been invited, who will deliver their best in the field of computer science and engineering and interact with you during this conference. This is a rare chance of interacting with the real people who are working, and my students will benefit from this a lot, because someday they'll be working in different top level classes. The Department of Computer Engineering has been consistently conducting various events like this with different themes of various participants. I congratulate Professor Bashir Alam for organizing such a fruitful international conference. I also congratulate all teachers and research scholars from all parts of the country and abroad on participating in this conference. I welcome you all to Jamia Millia and to this conference. Jamia Millia is one of the fastest growing central universities in India. This university is getting worldwide recognition by virtue of its merits. It now figures among the prestigious world universities. In 2022, the Government of India NIRF ranking placed it among the top 3 universities of India, securing third rank while while the centenary celebrations were going on, was a proud moment for the entire Jamia fraternity. This university has been accredited by NAC, which awarded it with a grade A++. We have celebrated 100 years of its glorious past, highlighting its enlightening atmosphere and its contribution to nation building. Jamia is a multidisciplinary university offering programs in diverse teachings, learning, and research fields. We have a prestigious PMRF and Vishwesvarya Fellowship for our PhD students. The Department of Computer Science, Computer Engineering is one of the best departments in Jamia, besides the other good ones, and has a record of facilitating the highest placement of its students. Its faculty members have expertise in the research field of cloud computing, big data analytics, machine learning, cyber security, information security, soft computing techniques, etc. I am given to understand that this is the first international conference on recent advances in computer science and engineering organized by the department. And the purpose for this conference is to provide a common platform for teachers and researchers from different fields of science and technology. Because we have to look beyond our department to involve everybody who has common interest. This conference is a small step towards reorienting young minds for the same. Your discussions and deliberations today, I'm sure, will result in the design and development of cheap and the best AI-driven systems and applications, IoT-based systems and applications, cloud-based systems and applications, and initiatives in health care, education, agriculture, and other public services to make the life of common citizens comfortable and safe and easy. Further, it will also result in the design and development of secure distribution systems and applications using blockchain and quantum computing. Some of the potential applications that we can develop for the growth and development of the country will be discussed here. We need this in transfer of land records, property. We need it for digital certificates, management, pharmaceutical supply chain, e-notary service, blockchain-enabled e-sign solutions. We need it in India for farm insurance, identity management, duty payments, automated custom enforcement and climate compliance, agriculture and farm supply chains, then e-voting, and government crypto valet platform for selling, buying and trading, and multiple layers and multiple levels. And I can list out a number of these activities for which we need such expertise. And I'm happy that the department has given an opportunity to the students and to the teachers of Jamia as well as outside, within India and outside India. I'm sure this 2 days program will be an enriching experience where experts will share their experience online and hope you will enjoy and benefit from it. In the end, I must say that I want to welcome Professor Rajkumar Bhuiya to Jamia Millia. At some time convenient to you, please do visit this place. I also welcome all the delegates and participants. So whenever they are in Delhi, be our guest. Thank you very much, and
so much, ma'am. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Our
कौन
guest
सी
of honor of today's function, Professor Dr.
नहीं मेल
Nazim
किया
Hussain
मैंने
Al-Jafi
उनको
sir,
मैसेज
is
किया
currently registrar in
एक्चुअली
Jamia
उनको
Millia,
टाइम हमने
Islamia.
11 का दिया था
He is
ना
an excellent researcher and administrator.
11
He has completed his PhD under Professor
हैं
Irfan Habib, the renowned historian of ancient and medieval India.
हाँ
Professor Nazim Hussain Al-Jafi sir has been our
हाँ उससे
constant
जल्दी
pillar
हुआ
of
तो मैं
strength
बाकी
in
बोल
this
दीजिए कोई बात
dynamic
नहीं 11 बजे
response.
ज्वाइन करेंगे तो
His
वहाँ का
presence
टाइमिंग
is
कैसे
assured in our endeavors
उसके
and
बाद
his
करा
words
देंगे
of
ना
wisdom
बताओ
have always enlightened us.
क्या करें
I invite you, sir, to say a few
हाँ
words.
क्लोज कर देंगे क्लोज बात की नोट का एक्सपीरियंस बड़ा है तो
थैंक यू डॉक्टर निदा
है ना
इफ्तिखार
इसके बाद की नोट हो शुरू है ना
पद्मश्री प्रोफेसर नजमा अख्तर ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर जामिया मिलिया इस्लामिया प्रोफेसर मिनी थॉमस डीन फैकल्टी ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग प्रोफेसर बशीर आलम हेड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग एंड ऑर्गेनाइजिंग सेक्रेटरी ऑफ इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन रिसेंट एडवांसेस इन कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग deans, distinguished guests, speakers, faculty members, students, and other participants of the International Conference on Recent Advances in Computer Science and Engineering. Good morning to all. I am highly grateful to get this opportunity to join you all on this auspicious occasion of our beloved university's first international conference on recent advances in computer science and engineering. First of all, I would like to congratulate Professor Bashir Alam, Head Department of Computer Engineering and Organizing Secretary of the conference, and his team for organizing such an excellent international conference on recent technology. These days, recent technology plays a vital role in our society. I also thank Professor Najma Akhtar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Jamia Millia Islamia, for motivating academicians in the university to organize such good quality conferences and giving logistic support for organizing international conferences. The aim of this conference is to bring various scientists and academicians on a common platform to share their research. Moreover, the participants can get various new ideas from eminent professors in invited talks. While data and internet usage has been remarkably increasing, the community faces many challenges from data management, network design, security, and prevention from cyber attacks to IP, resource management, and planning IEV for running out. Therefore, I recognize this conference will act as the platform where experts and professionals from the internet will come together to share
हाँ
practical
भाई ज्वाइन
knowledge
कर रहा है
and
इन्हें मैसेज आ
technology
गया
and
हाँ कर रहा है लिंक मांगा लिंक
on
भेज दिया
policies that best work for individual operators and the community.
हाँ
I am
ज्वाइन कर रहा है
optimistic that all participants will acquire new skills and knowledge from this 2 days international conference on recent advances in computer science and engineering. Furthermore, I would encourage all the participants to participate actively in the interesting discussions to conclude specific policies for your future research. Once again, I thank the Head Department of Computer Engineering, faculty members, and staff for organizing this
हाँ वैसे
excellent conference
हाँ
and inviting me for this conference.
लिंक भेज
Thank
दिया
you.
अब एक मैसेज आया ना कि लिंक भेज दो दोबारा ज्वाइन नहीं हो रहा तो कोशिश करें ज्वाइन करें
Moving further, it is my honor to welcome the keynote speaker of today's function, Professor Rajkumar Bhaiya from the University of Melbourne and CEO Manchasoft Private Limited, Melbourne, Australia. Professor Rajkumar Bhaiya is a Raymond Barry Distinguished Professor and Director of the Cloud Computing and Distributed Systems Laboratory at the University of Melbourne, Australia. CEO of Microsoft, a spin-off company of the university, commercializing its innovations in cloud computing. He has authored over 750 publications and 7 textbooks, including Mastering Cloud Computing, published by McGraw-Hill, China Machine Press, and Morgan Kaufman for Indian, Chinese, and international markets, respectively. Dr. Bhuya is one of the highly cited authors in computer science and software engineering worldwide, with H index equals to 136, G index equals to 300, and 97,800 plus citations. Dr. Bhuya is recognized
हाँ
as
वैसे ज्वाइन कर
Forbes
लिया
Researcher
मैंने
of the Year
हाँ कर
2017 with Excellences in Innovative Research
अब
Award
मेरी इधर
by
यूज करनी
Xavier for his outstanding contributions to cloud computing.
ये लोगों के साथ
Software technologies for grid, cloud, and fog
मेरे
computing
को
developed
लोगों
under
का
Professor
लोग
Bhuya's
करते इसको लोग
leadership
करने
have gained rapid
की
acceptance and are used at several academic institutions
मेरी
and commercial
ठीक है
enterprises in 40 countries around the world. He is serving as founding editor-in-chief of the I2P transactions on cloud computing. He is currently serving as editor-in-chief of Software Practice and Experience, a long-standing journal in the field of established 50 years ago. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Rajkumar Bhuya sir. We are very thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Rajkumar Bhuya sir. Thank you, sir.
So you want me to share my slides, sir?
Sir, as you wish. You can see my slides, right? Hello. Yes, sir, we are seeing your slides.
Okay, so let me share again. Today I use Zoom regularly, so I'm just trying to see. I press share a window, then how do I share?
सर
And then I'll just video on again, right?
showing all the slides at this time is not appropriate. Maybe you'll have another session.
Yes, ma'am. I just told Dr. Bashir Alam the same thing that possible Buya can speak for a few minutes and then we can conclude the inaugural session and then we can have the keynote session going.
Okay, ma'am. I'm talking.
हाँ बशीर, अब ऐसा करो ना, अब उसको तो दिख ली बात हो गई ना, कल उसको बिना बिना बोला ख़त्म करके उसके बाद उसे करा देंगे ना, है ना? इस तरह से कर लेते हैं।
And Nita, call Amjad sir.
Okay, sir. Moving to the closing remarks for this inaugural function. Our conference finance secretary, Professor Mohammed Amjad sir, is professor in the Department of Computer Engineering, Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Dr. Amjad's research work has been published in reputed international journals and conferences. He is actively involved in research and development activities in areas of NANET, WSN, IoT, and network security systems. I request sir for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Nida, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries, invitees, and dear participants. Organizing international conference is a challenging task, and it cannot be possible without great preparation, working hard, and support from every corners and places. It is time to convey our gratitude to all who have extended their support to make the conference. International Conference on Recent Advances in Computer Science and Engineering, ICRACSE-2022. On behalf of our organizing committee, I would like to express my profound gratitude to Chief Guest, Padma Shri, Professor Najma Akhtar, Vice Chancellor Jamia Millia Islamia, for her exceptional leadership, guidance, and motivation. Thank you, ma'am, for your blessing and grace this occasion. I would like to record our deep sense of obligations to guest of honor, Professor Nazim Hussain Al-Jafri, Registrar, Jamia Millia Islamia, for her support and active guidance. Sir, you have given your valuable time in fixing many issues related to this conference. On behalf of our organizing committee, my sincere thanks goes to Professor Mini Shadi Thomas Madam, Dean Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Jamia Millia Islamia, for her wise mentorship and
sound.
We have a Millia sir talk at 11. All are requested to join the talk at 11.
Thank you and congratulations, Professor Bashir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. ma'am, Registrar sir, Mini ma'am.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir has come. Sir, say few lines.
Basir, you can start the talk. Basir, you can start the talk. Basir, you can announce the talk. Start.
Now
Continue.
talk starts. All should remain. Sir will deliver talk.
Need I announce?
With the announce to sir का शुरू से करें. Start with the introduction of sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Rajkumar Bhuiya, for joining. We appreciate that and we hope that you will visit us personally soon. And we look forward to research collaborations with your university. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Want me to start my talk?
Yeah. You can start, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much.
अरे नीता.
Just introduce.
Sir.
It's my honor to welcome the keynote speaker of today's function, Professor Rajkumar Bhuiya from the University of Melbourne and CEO Microsoft Private Limited, Melbourne, Australia. Professor Rajkumar Bhuiya is a record-time distinguished professor and Director of Cloud Computing and Distributed Systems Laboratory at the University of Melbourne, Australia. He is also serving as a founding CEO of Microsoft, a spin-off company of the university commercializing its innovations in cloud computing. He has authored over 750 publications and 7 textbooks, including Mastering Cloud Computing, published by McGraw-Hill, China Machine Press, and Morgan Kaufman for Indian, Chinese, and international markets, respectively. Dr. Bhuiya is one of the highly cited authors in computer science and software engineering worldwide, with H index equals to 136, G index equal to 300, and 97,800 plus citations. Professor Bhuiya is recognized as Focus Researcher of the Year 2017 with Excellence in Innovative Research Award by Elsevier for his outstanding contributions to cloud computing. Software technology for grid, cloud, and fog computing developed under Professor Bhuiya's leadership have gained rapid acceptance and are in use at several academic institutions and commercial enterprises in 40 countries around the world. He served as founding editor-in-chief of the IEEE Transactions on Cloud Computing. He is currently serving as editor-in-chief of the Software Practice and Experience, a long-standing journal in the field established 50 years ago. Sir, we welcome you.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction. I appreciate it.
Sir, I request Professor Mansur Agar sir to give a momento and leave bouquet and allow to sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. You can start.
Yeah. I'm actually just exploring.
Okay, sir, no problem. Take your time, sir.
Not
Sir, click on the arrow, and then share the entire screen.
But it says you cannot share screen. You need a permission.
Okay. दानिश चेक करिएगा उससे परमिशन का. Sir, you can send me the mail, PPT mail I can share.
Okay. Earlier I had permission, no? Previously.
Now you said try it will work.
Now, now try to share.
No, I'm clicking that arrow. So it says, can't share your screen. You must grant permission in order to share screen. You must grant permission. Oh, where is the permission there? Do I need to grant the permission?
Sir, now it will open.
No, it is not showing. You must grant permission in order to share screen.
जब कहीं वो होगा ना दोबारा करके ढूंढेगा.
So it is saying, can't share.
Okay. Sir, permission we have given, so it is quite possible that you have joined earlier, and now we have done so.
Yeah. Earlier one, I had to close because it had problem. So then I joined back. So the new one you have to permission.
Okay, sir, we have given that to by mistake that permission was
Right.
restricted that all participants by mistake you also was. Okay. Now we have repeat that.
Trying to say the same thing. So we have two. My entry under 2 or 1?
Sir, one.
Yeah, but I'm not able to see. I click on the arrow.
Entire screen, sir, just share with the entire screen, sir.
Sorry?
Entire screen.
Yeah, either of them is not working. Yeah, I click entire screen. Even that permission I have to say. Do I need to grant?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do I grant?
Okay, sir. You sir, after rejoining it will work, no? Sir, you rejoin it will work because when you have joined it was not there. Now since it has been done, that's why the previous one it is there.
Okay, so I just
Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah, now.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes.
some latest applications. And from that, we take a look at multi-node architecture, especially in the context of new latest things. Then we will discuss about IoT. In order to support IoT applications, we have new computing paradigms such as edge and computing. Then we discuss about conceptual and also associated technologies. Then we take a brief look at actually quantum computing service, as quantum computing is offered in service through cloud. So therefore, how can we integrate seamlessly classical computing and quantum computing? So that way we can improve the software productivity. That we can go again. So in terms of waves of computing, so since 1960s you can see there are different prominent models. In 60s this background computing model was prominent. Move all the way to 2020, so cloud has been a very prominent model of computing service delivery. But in between we saw many advances that led to such a model of making computing as a utility. So that brings the cloud. Then of course, furthermore, the emergence of Internet of Things concept where physical world, the digital world are integrated. So hence there is a need for offering cloud services from the nearest data source, that is what we call edge. Then of course quantum mechanics have been gaining popularity. But with quantum, we see quantum computing model for specific class of applications, it's gaining popularity. And of course, quantum is also offered as a service through cloud. So we will take a look at the three things in this manner. So these advances in computing in the past was heavily driven by big scientific applications on military application, but now they are very much prominent driven by big operational applications involving the big data. So looking at cloud is a latest this last few years that been around. So what it focuses on offering computing services or subscribe services. You subscribe to capabilities somewhere available in the network, use it and pay for the consumption. That is what computing enables. Utility computing as a utility. So here are the users, the different users, and they can subscribe to these cloud services offered by some public some providers. And so they offer compute services, storage services, operating services. These are different services that you can actually rent and use it and only pay for what you consume. So you might have subscribed to this service provider. So actually that provider may be using service from other providers such as here, different providers put them together after a computing service. So these are all the services are actually offered. And on top of in the cloud context, we see many applications are already offered, including scientific technology, and then these are very prominent already. However, the cloud. What are even more popular are such as Twitter. So this is a micro-leasing service running on a cloud. Then video conferencing software. So you are using Google Meet today, but otherwise people are also using Zoom. Very similar, providing connectivity across multiple users throughout the world. So these applications are hosted in the cloud. So then Dropbox, which is the storage service in the cloud. Then of course Facebook, you all of you know. So the social network, but this is running across multiple cloud to support large number of users. So like this, there are many applications. And then if you see what happens on these applications running in a cloud, especially large consumer world. You can see, for example, Facebook application running on a cloud. At any point, millions and millions are using, scrolling their content or posting some content. So that means think of system that need to support millions of users. So highly scalable environment necessary. Like Twitter, hundreds of thousands of users. Like this, in a minute, you will see millions of dollars transactions happening using application running on cloud. So that is the success of cloud computing. Now let us see moving forward, what are the new trends and how does it impact on the cloud architecture. The first, the software engineering. The first concept was monolithic software, then came service-oriented software engineering. Now concept of microservices-based software engineering. So microservices are the next one. So then of course obviously we have to extend cloud to support microservice application. So then these computing systems are generally virtualized through virtual machine technology, but computing and also networks are also virtualized through what we call software-defined networks. Now, given compute virtualization, network virtualization, that brings up new challenge on how do we manage virtualized resources. And these resources and the services on which they are running, you must provide them in a trustable manner. So for that purpose, we can also use blockchain. Blockchain generally comes in the context of digital currency, but same blockchain is also now available as a way to create trustable services. Then, given that AI is very, very popular, we need to extend cloud technology to support AI application and AI workflow. So these are our technology trends and application trends. Now let us take a look at how does it impact on the architecture, then what kind of technology we need to build it. So that brings to our market-oriented cloud architecture. So in a cloud environment, obviously you got many physical resources. So these are physical server. You can see that forms a data center. Then at the top we have users like this. These users make a request to cloud environment. So obviously different users have a different quality expectation. So this is where adversary control happens. So let us say for a given request you created a virtual machine, and this is a virtual machine you created. Now virtual machine is what you are renting to users. Then where do I place this virtual machine? The virtual machine has to be mapped to a physical machine, for example here or this one, based on various parameters. And on this virtual machine, you are running application. When you are running application, the application demand on the application can increase. When number of users increase tenfold, so for example, initially you had some number of users, and later you increase by 10 times number of users. When number of users increase, the resources that you lease or rented, you're not able to meet those needs. So what do you do? So you need to rent extra resource, that is called elasticity. These resources can come from one data center or across geographically distributed data center. Even this conference today, we have participants in across India. We have participants. I am joining from Australia. Maybe somebody is joining from other place. So to support the users, you sometimes these hosting services are also scale across multiple geography distributed environment. And when the demand decreases, then you shrink resources that are allocated to this application. So this property is called elasticity. By doing this, we can actually make use resources efficiently, and not only use resources efficiently, but also minimize the cost of service delivery. Plus, these cloud data centers consume enormous amount of electric power. So a typical our data centers worldwide combined together, there are more than 8.6 million data centers are there. And you can see out of these, when you look at it, the consumption is actually more than India. Then of course, when these data centers that are geographically distributed, they are connected through networks, especially software-defined networks. That means how do we manage allocation of bandwidth across multiple users, and in such a way that we can deliver the best quality of service. So from that context, let me briefly discuss about one of our own technology called Aneka. So this Aneka has been around, but the latest technology of Aneka is Aneka 5.0. This is a 5th generation Aneka technology, which is developed towards supporting AI application. I will discuss about those developments soon. In brief, Aneka has two key components: SDK, software development kit. It also has a runtime machinery. So this SDK supports different models of programming, thread, task, and MapReduce, using which you build your application. And once you build, you can deploy either on a private cloud, or you can deploy on a public cloud in a seamless manner, or you can use both together. This is what we call multi-cloud or hybrid cloud. And this Aneka, what it makes unique is, we see Aneka as a world first. World first platform supporting multiple models of programming deployed across multiple clouds. And that is made possible through very unique technology that we developed, which is a container-based system offering foundation services. And these foundation services are extended to create task model, thread model, MapReduce, and so on. So this way you can innovate further. And this is actually a very unique approach that we have. So this is patented in USA and also India. So this recently we licensed this patent to various companies through allied or security services, so such as IBM, Google, Oracle, Microsoft, Salesforce. So many are who are the members, so they are licensed through this ASD. So you can see the impact of this idea is being felt globally across many vendors, apart from this Aneka, which is commercially available through this Microsoft. So in terms of application composition, so for example, when you lease certain servers in the cloud, let us say here we have got 4 servers in public cloud or in private cloud running Aneka, and then how do you build application? And here is, for example, Aneka task, and you can hear Aneka executable. So inside you probably have many steps, and you want to run these across multiple scenarios. So there is for n number of tasks. So how can you do it? You can simply create task, then that becomes a task with that number of scenarios. This way you can perform execution across multiple servers seamless manner. So the programming such application is very easy in Aneka. So that's what I want to highlight. And once you program, you can deploy. You can deploy not only in one cloud, but you can deploy across multiple clouds. So for that purpose, as you know, different clouds like Amazon and Windows Azure or Microsoft, each of those, they've got different access interface. If I want to launch a task on a remote cloud, the interfaces for different clouds is, they are very different, heterogeneous. So as an application developer, you don't need to worry about all of this. Aneka hides all this complexity from end user. It has got various adapters, which we call Aneka plugin, that is able to hide this complexity from end users, from programmers. So this way you can make your application run across multiple clouds. So there are many applications of the technology. So briefly to share, from China, from India, from USA. This is Washington State University in the United States of America. So this USA. So where they have privacy-aware medical data analytics in the cloud. When you are deploying medical application, some records are sensitive, some are non-sensitive. So with Aneka's plugin, seamlessly they are able to process sensitive data on the private hospital cloud, non-sensitive on the public cloud. So this you can do multi-cloud. IIT Delhi, for example, has done work on deep learning for object detection, and ourselves we have done work on this COVID-19. CORA 19, that is COVID-19, COVID Open Research Dataset Challenge. This is a challenge that came up, so we have solved, contributed to that through Aneka and machine learning. So meanwhile, and here is how this China Southern Railways has different train design scenarios. You can see there are multiple design scenarios, and they are rendered on using Maya software on this 4-core server. So when they were rendering on 4-core server, these are taking anywhere between 24 hours to 80 hours. So to reduce the time, so they put together this private cloud using Aneka. So, and we have Design Explorer. So Maya as a renderer, using that, they're able to run across these multiple servers. By doing that, so the single server-based solution took 80 hours. Same thing, they're able to do it in 2 hours. Now, sometime you have a urgency. So waiting for 2 hours is also not feasible. So what do? You might want to, we want answer in 10 minutes. So how can you do? Local resource takes 2 hours, but you want answer in 10 minutes. So this is where you can dynamically rent extra resource from a public cloud. So how do you do that? Very simple. Within this Explorer, you can set deadline equal to 10 minutes. You can set 10-minute deadline. Now it is using public cloud resources, which are priced. You want to minimize the cost of computation. You can set budget limit. Budget be equal to, say for example, RS 50 rupees. Like this. Now given deadline and budget, Aneka on your behalf is able to rent resources and be within the budget limit and then get the activity done. So this is the way China has explored. Like that, ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, so different satellites are launched. Satellites monitoring Earth, the data comes to receiving station, then you put this in a local cloud, storage cloud, and here disaster management application is created using Aneka APIs and able to process. And here also, whenever they need the local resource, Adrian in Hyderabad, if it is taking say 1 hour, and you can actually use their own data center resources from other center like Trivandrum, Bangalore, Delhi, or Ahmedabad to be able to do within that given critical timeline. This is another example. So like this, there are many examples, and the third one is healthcare. So in case of healthcare, you can see these are different sensors, body networks. This captures the data. You can send this data to mobile phone, mobile app. Mobile app can send the data to cloud where there is a ECG analysis service available, and this service built on top of Aneka, which can run under cloud, public or private cloud. And here you can see the number of users. Oh, I want to answer in emergency. In 5 minutes, someone who relaxed, they might say, you can give me answer in 24 hours. So like this, the system is able to manage requests from different users based on their quality of service requirement. So this is something we demonstrated. You see here, we connected this sensor to a person's hand. From there, data goes to mobile phone. From mobile phone, it goes to cloud. Cloud somewhere remotely. So this is where actual computation takes place. Then results come back. And of course, by looking at this graph, you can tell all about person health. You can see like this, you can provide very interesting healthcare services, how a person can take care of their health better. This is an integration of body networks and sensing and cloud and mobility. So also, as you can see, AI. So AI is getting popularity. So we also advanced this Aneka to support AI application. So AI, one of the prominent technique within AI is deep learning. This deep learning is generally used for detecting pattern or objects. So here, for example, cameras, different cameras, capturing videos or images. That comes. Now you want to perform real-time analytics of these images or videos. So how do you do that? So instead of doing on a single server, you can use multiple servers in cloud. So here is Aneka comes in the picture. So this application called deep.py. So this is the program, deep.py. So this is Python-based program. So it is cloud enabled. So this way you can run this across multiple servers, and sometimes you can use public cloud like Amazon also. So seamlessly. And here that application. So this is the input data set. For example, a camera capturing the laboratory environment. Then the system is able to detect what is the object in the environment. So you can see your object monitor, keyboard, mouse, people, and so on. So this way you can manage the laboratory better, manage the security better. An example of AI enabled on cloud. So Aneka powered AI applications. Next, this code. As I told you, COVID Open Research Data Challenge. So as you know, during last 2.5 years, more than 500,000, more than 500,000 research papers are published. It's a huge number of papers. Of COVID-19 virus. So going through all these hundreds of thousands of papers is not feasible. What can we do? We can process the data through big data techniques and analyze, and then come out with quick discovery of the suitable papers. And here are the core data, that comes in Aneka, multiple workers, multiple tasks and process, and using machine learning. So through our special portal. So this is the way you can actually enable. In terms of results, we have an online portal that we created, and apart from that, and you can see, for example, if you have processed 50,000 records on say one server, so what was taking something like 20 minutes, the same thing you can do it in 4 or 5 minutes using 4 servers, for example. So this way you can do time to discover insight is reduced drastically. So this is a multi-cloud, multi-node, cloud-based COVID solution. So this Aneka is available. As I told you, the latest version of Aneka is 5.0. So you can download. So this is a download site. So with all the new features that I discussed are part of this new Aneka. So this Aneka is also used by numerous universities throughout India. For example, I'm in China. in other countries in Western, like Europe, they're using Aneka for teaching cloud computing also, apart from research, apart from innovative application. So here, so numerous universities in India, JNU, Delhi, has set up Aneka-based cloud lab, using it for teaching. Then like that, Hyderabad University, CDAC, then PTU, Punjab Technical University, and many NITs, like for example, NIT Delhi, NIT Karnataka, NIT Meghalaya. So all the way from, we are users all the way from Kanyakumari to, you can see Kashmir, then all the way from Maharashtra to Meghalaya, Meghalaya here. So Aneka is also used across the country. And of course, as you know, in India, it is quite prominent or fashionable to say that I did something from all the way from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Or I walking all the way from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. This is what people try to make something popular or popular themselves. So anyway, we didn't have such an agenda, but it so happened that our Aneka is deployed across numerous universities around throughout India, where this is being used for teaching cloud computing subject with practical exposure. So that was cloud-based solution. Now this Internet of Things. So what is this Internet of Things? Network has computers too. Network has everything. Internet of everything. So which means you can have the lighting system, the trees and houses and so many things part of the network. So by doing that, we can create a IoT-driven smart world. So such as smart homes, smart transport systems, smart cities, then smart agriculture, then smart grid, and of course Industry 4.0, industrial automation, digital twins. These are different applications that you enable through IoT, cloud integration. So now IoT applications, what is the problem and what is the new solution? Let's see. The first generation IoT applications you see here, creating smart environments, they were all cloud centric. The data is pushed to remote cloud data center where processing is carried out. After that, the results are sent back. So this is a cloud-centric IoT. So with a large number of IoTs being deployed by 2030, billions, more than 500 billions, or even trillions. So if they all push data to internet to reach out to the remote cloud, what happens? Network get clogged. Plus the latency, response time will be very slow. To overcome that, so there is a push towards already happening, push these cloud-like services to the edge of the network. So you can push them. So that is, if you compute on the near the edge, near the data, so there is edge computing. Or if you compute not only in edge but also on core and the cloud together. So this is called fog computing. Okay. So these are the different models. Now, to enable that concept, we have built this Fogbus technology, the framework, so a lightweight framework for edge for computing. This also comes with blockchain. So why blockchain? So when you capture data, so through this device like oximeter, healthcare data, and you are sending data to process on edge and the remote cloud. So healthcare data is very sensitive. You don't want anyone tamper those data, either input data or output results. So when the data is chained and sent it to the traces and process, if somebody modified the chain or broke it, then when the results come back, you can say, oh, chain is broken, therefore I can't trust this results anymore. Somebody might have tampered with the data, tampered with the result. So we integrated as a result within this Fogbus software framework. And here you can see oximeter, the data collection. From that comes to an app running on mobile phone. From there you send it to Fogbus master, and this is able to process them on edge resources. These are Raspberry Pi, small matchbox size computer, on which processing is done. When you need a higher capability, you can always use, for example, public cloud. So seamless manner. So this technology can be applied to many areas. One of them is healthcare. And healthcare, as you know, there are two prominent. One is health monitoring, other is health management. So in case of health monitoring, things such as glucose monitoring, EC monitoring, blood pressure, and so on. So these are different IoT sensors. So, and then of course the data can be processed on remote cloud. So for that purpose, we developed application environment So for example, this oximeter. So this is the app, Healthkeeper app running on mobile phone, and application running somewhere, in the cloud. And we have done it for sleep apnea, for example. So here it is able to process this data and show the disease severity. Is it mild, is it normal, or is it emergency? Based on the situation, you can take care of the patient. And we have shown this here, see the oximeter. This is a very small device, you can connect to a finger. And the device data goes to mobile phone, and from mobile phone, you can process it on Raspberry Pi, or you can send this data to somewhere remote cloud also to process it. So this is the work that we have done, and found it to be very, very promising approach. So drones, now everything these days people talk about drone a lot. So during COVID-19, when there was a big lockdown, even in India, so place like Noida, there are multi-story buildings, very tall buildings in Noida. So people were living there. When the lockdown occurs, people can't come out. If somebody has a symptom, we don't know who has. So for this purpose, so we had experimented on a drone fitted with a thermal camera. So this drone fitted thermal camera is able to go around the building. People were requested to come to balcony, and is able to detect if anybody had a symptom similar to, for example, COVID. If so, you can take this data, and this data is processed at the edge of the network. Comes to edge network or a cloud network. Process it and identify if somebody has a symptom. If so, we can isolate them. This is the approach that we used. So that is all about IoT and the new computing paradigm. Now coming to quantum. So quantum, as I said, quantum systems are not available on your laptop. So right now, quantum processors are accessible through public cloud. So what about software engineering? The programming them is very basic. You have to develop using very, very, very rudimentary programming model. To overcome the limitation, so we have built a higher level framework called QFAS, Quantum Functional Service. Using this, you can actually build applications very rapidly. And those of you who are familiar or not familiar, anyway, so quantum programming is very, very low level. So this is called circuitry, a circuitry for quantum function for random number generation. Like this, for various functions, you can develop circuitry. But you can see programming such thing is very, very primitive. First, qubits. So in digital computers, you got only binary, 0 and 1. Whereas in quantum, you got n number of qubits. So qubits can be 1024, or it can be 300, it can be 33, multiple scenarios. So then these are different gate functions that takes input and then produces output. And also if you do low-level programming, you see programming like this. Each of the quantum technology from IBM, from Amazon, from Microsoft, each of those have got their own. See, this is Q-Sharp from Microsoft, Qiskit from IBM, Circu, IBM. Like this, different providers have got different approach to programming. That is too complex. To overcome that, we want to provide a seamless, unified approach. So this way, we can simplify software development, automate the development process. So, and then of course, in the process, support multiple quantums. And of course, it needs to be lightweight. So this is our QFAS technology. So user interface, and there are different templates using which you can build functions, and these functions can be quantum, classical, or hybrid. So if the if the content is quantum, then you actually process any quantum hardware. So quantum hardware can be Amazon bracket or IBM quantum, or if it is classical, you run it in a classical server. So this way, seamlessly, you can have application that run across multiple different hardwares and produce. That is very brief. We have written this paper, and hopefully in a week's time, we are about to release this software for public creation. With that, let me conclude. There are different computing paradigms that have been promising how to make this vision computing as utility. So cloud computing is the one which turns this vision into reality. So this is good news. Already many applications are running on cloud. very good news again. So technology like Aneka has been rapidly evolving to support different applications, including AI. So here, this way we can reduce the cost of software engineering. And we discussed briefly about few applications. Many more are already enabled through Aneka. Then this IoT, which we discussed, Internet of Things, the first generation was cloud-centric. The new generation is edge and fog-centric. So thus, we can offer real-time services. And then this quantum is also through cloud now. So we need to further extend our technologies to integrate quantum also and reduce the cost of quantum software engineering. So looking into the future of cloud computing, there are many open directions available. And for that purpose, we put together a manifesto, the manifesto for future using cloud computing. So this is published in Institute Public Service, and this manifesto has identified the weakness, technology trends, then open challenges, and then define future directions for next 10 years. And this manifesto is put together, authored by numerous experts around the world, and you will see contributors from IBM, from HP Labs, and also numerous universities across India, including India and UK and various places. To learn more about cloud efficient programming using Aneka, so this is master cloud computing. So this is probably almost $100, costing almost 8,000 rupees or more in US dollar. But this is okay for Western markets. But don't worry, for India we have only made in India solution. So this is India solution, probably around $7-8 equivalent, very affordable to Indian audience. And the same thing we also have for Chinese audience. For them, it is just $3 equivalent. So this way, we can make this content also affordable and easily available to large population. So that's increase the success of computing. So here are the books on IoT and edge computing. So like this, briefly sharing. With this, let me thank all of you for hearing me patiently. And here are my contact. So this is Melvin with Melody. If you want to set up a Aneka-based cloud lab or want to do some interesting entrepreneurship, you can contact me on my email ID raj@madrasa.com. Again, let me thank you all of you for hearing.
Thank you very much, sir.
So I can now take any questions and comment that you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for sparing your valuable time.
No question means each and everything is clear to our participants. So thank you very much, sir. Yes, Basir, you want to say something?
For us, and without your help, this conference was incomplete. Nida, you say formal thanks to sir.
Sir, it's an honor for us to listen from you. Thank you so much, sir. From the beginning of cloud, IoT, quantum computing, drone-based networks, system to till date and future. Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and informative session. We are so thankful to you Thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable time.
Thank you very much.
So now we'll be having a break for 20 minutes. After that, we'll be starting with the technical sessions from 11:40 a.m.
At 11:40, that talk will be given, and that is also keynote talk, and that is Professor Sikha Bagui. Acha, ma'am has joined. Ma'am has joined. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, your mic is muted.
Sorry,
Participant,
sorry.
please be here. Ma'am is
Yeah,
here.
I will be here. Yes.
Dear this keynote speaker, Professor Sikha Bagui has joined. So she will continue. So you all are requested to be here. हाँ निदा मैम का इंट्रो वो कर दो. अच्छा मैम से पूछ लेता हूँ. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. So you are starting in 30 minutes, right?
Okay, ma'am, it depends upon you. What you want, we'll do accordingly.
I can do it now also if
Okay.
everyone is here. Then
Everybody
rather
is
than
here.
take
All are here.
yeah
If
yeah
all participants
rather
should be remain here, ma'am will start her talk. We are very very thankful to sir, to ma'am, because she is very busy scientist, professor. She is professor of world reputed, and we are very fortunate to hear from her. We are very very thankful to you, ma'am. Dani sir, you should start. हाँ ठीक. Nida, you give formal introduction of ma'am, then we'll start.
So today, the first keynote speaker for the technical session is Dr. Shikha Bagui. Dr. Shikha Bagui is Distinguished Professor and Askew Fellow. She's a former chair at the Department of Computer Science and founding director of the Center for Cybersecurity at the University of West Florida. She's an active researcher in the field of database design, data mining, big data analytics, machine learning, and AI. She has worked on many research projects and has more than 85 peer reviewed publications of high repute. She has authored several books on DBMS and SQL, and her books have been translated into several languages and have international editions. Dr. Shikha also served as associate editor and is on the editorial board of several international journals. Respected Shikha ma'am, I'm honored to welcome you to speak at this event. Our entire team is enthusiastic about your work and eager to listen to your ideas and determine the particulars of your talk. With these words, I request you, ma'am, to take the lead and bless us all with your expertise. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for the excellent introduction, and I would also like to thank you for this opportunity to give me this time to give me this talk. And so let me start off by sharing my screen. Is that a good idea? Okay, if you'll hold on a second, I think let me move it to the other screen. It might be. Is something being shared?
Ma'am, you can share. हाँ भैया.
परमिशन दीजिए शेयर करने को. परमिशन दीजिए शेयर करने को.
Okay, can you see my screen?
No, ma'am, not visible.
Okay, not visible. Okay. Okay, can you see it now?
No, ma'am. Now it is coming, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So, my talk today is on the future directions of cybersecurity data. As we all know, cybersecurity is a major problem. The number of attacks, the variety of attacks are increasing by the second. Okay, if you're keeping track of the attacks in even in the US or around the world, there's so many ransomware attacks where different infrastructures are being affected and work is stopping because of ransomware attacks. So cyber detecting cybersecurity attacks is a major problem. Now, what I'm going to discuss today is basically the fact that the cybersecurity attacks, most of the research that's done on cybersecurity attacks is from data that is collected, that has been collected some time ago. So, firstly, the data is not modern by any means. And the other thing to also think about is some different aspects of cybersecurity data. So, that's basically what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so first, what I'll do is I'll give you a preview of, or rather a review of the network intrusion data sets developed so far, and then that will give you an idea of why this data set that we are developing is actually so important. Okay. So some of the older data sets, we go as far back as the DARPA 1998 data set and the KDD Cup 1999 data set. So if any of you have been working in this area, what you'll realize is those two data sets are extremely famous data sets. A lot of research has been done on them. But as you see, the years are 1998 and 1999, so they're really old. But still, the strange thing is that there is still modern, as of today, papers coming out on those two data sets. One of the reasons is they were built so well. But at the same time, if you look at the last point on the slide, it says the KDD 99 data set has repeating records, has proportionately distributed attacks. Okay, so there are a lot of problems on those data sets. So those data sets were further improved into the NLS KDD data set, where redundant and duplicate records were removed to try to get a more basic data, more balanced data set. After that, other data sets came out. For example, the DDoS data set in 2016. Another one of the data sets that have a ton of papers written on them is the UNS NB15, developed by the University of New South Wales in Australia. Okay, and this data set is also being used extensively. Other data sets, University of Granada in 2016, the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity has developed a data set which was developed in 2017. So there are a lot of data sets that have been developed along the way, or maybe we shouldn't say a lot, but quite a few data sets developed along the way. Each one of them used different network architectures, and also a lot of times there are different attacks that have been stored. Okay, one of the latest data sets is the 2018 data set that was developed again by the University of New South Wales, and then there's in 2021, New South Wales did the TON IoT data set, where they basically collected IoT data, and this data set has 9 attack families. So this is the 2021 data set. That the date does sound new, but when we looked at this data set, there were still a lot of things missing that we thought we could develop in our new data set. So what's missing in the previous network intrusion data sets? Okay, these data sets cannot be used for to detect adversary behavior leading up to an attack. So what we are trying to find is how do we detect behavior leading to an attack rather than just the attack. Okay, that is the whole idea. Because data sets that have been developed so far are data sets that already have happened, and so you're collecting past data. But doing research on past data, it's good because it does give you information, but at the same time, what we really need to capture is how do we detect attacks as they're happening. Okay, so that is the idea of the data set that we are developing here at the University of West Florida. Okay, so why do we need a modern network data set? To summarize, to detect adversary behavior leading up to an attack, to be used to develop user profiles or profiles for groups of users intending to perform an attack. Okay, so the key idea is we want to develop user profiles so we can figure out who is intending to perform the attack rather than has the attack happened. Okay, so basically the data set that we develop has to be upgradable, and new techniques and sub techniques have to be attached very quickly. So hence we introduce what we have termed as UWF Zeek Data 22. Okay, so this is a comprehensive raw network data set based on the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So the next question is, what is the MITRE ATT&CK framework? Okay, so MITRE ATT&CK means adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge framework. So what is the MITRE ATT&CK framework? So this is a behavioral model consisting of tactics, techniques, and sub-techniques, where we basically detect adversary behavior. This model was created in September 2013, refined and released in 2015 with 9 attacks and 96 techniques. And actually on April 2021, has been released with 14 techniques, 14 tactics, 191 techniques, and 358 sub-techniques for a grand total of 557 techniques. So this is a picture of how the tactics work in the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So there's a tactic, and under every tactic, there's a technique. Under the technique, there are sub-techniques. Okay, and I'll give you in the future slides. If you'll notice, there's some lines that are in black, and there's some lines that are in blue, and I will explain that in the future slides. Okay, so basically, the MITRE ATT&CK framework reflects various phases in the adversary's life cycle. Okay, tactics represent an adversary's goal for an attack, and have techniques and sub-techniques, and techniques and sub-techniques are actions for which a tactic is performed. So going back to the slide, so the tactic is what the attacker is trying to do. The technique and sub-technique is how the attacker is trying to do that. Okay, so it's how is the attacker trying to do the sub-technique or the sub-technique. Now, if we look at this from the data perspective, when we collect the data, we have to store it in a database or some form. It has to be stored in some form. One of the challenges that we are facing is that a sub-technique can belong to a technique, but if a technique belongs to more than one tactic, for example, here, one technique belongs to, technique 1 belongs to tactic 1 and tactic 2, but sub-technique 1 only belongs to technique 1 and tactic 1. It does not belong to tactic 2. Oh no, I said it wrongly. Sub-technique 1 belongs only to technique tactic 1. Okay, sub-technique 2 belongs to technique 1. Technique 1 belongs to tactic 1 and 2, but sub-technique 2 only belongs to tactic 1. So that is causing a bit of confusion as we try to formulate the data sets so we can quickly use machine learning algorithms on them. Okay, so that is becoming the major challenge because a sub-technique only belongs to one technique, but one technique can belong to multiple tactics, but then a sub-technique will only belong to one technique and to only one tactic. So that's a bit of a challenge in terms of the data storage perspective. Okay. So, yeah, I think I described all of that. So, tactics. What are tactics? Okay, so all tactics are not necessarily an attack. Okay, so I know we are trying to detect attacks, but what we are mainly trying to detect is how is someone planning the attack. Okay, that's what we're trying to detect. So, all techniques are not really attacks. For example, the discovery technique or the credential access technique or the tactic or the initial access tactic, those are just trying to study the behavior rather than the attack. Okay, so more on the techniques and sub techniques. A technique or some sub technique can be used to perform one or multiple tactics, and there are multiple techniques in each tactic. Likewise, there are multiple ways to perform a tactic, and there are multiple distinct sub techniques under each technique. Okay. So, what is the main advantage of using the Maitri attack framework? Why are we using the Maitri attack framework? The reason we're using the Maitri attack framework is because as soon as a new technique or new type of attack is discovered in the Maitri attack framework, all they do is they attach a sub technique or a technique to an existing tactic. Okay. Now, the only time a tactic will be created is when all the present tactics are already covered. Okay. But so far, there are 14 tactics, and so far, when new attacks are being discovered, it's being created as a sub technique of a technique or as a technique. So it's easier to quickly expand the Maitri attack framework, which is why we decided to use this framework. So some of the tactics on the Mighty Attack framework are the reconnaissance, the discovery, credential access, privilege escalation, exfiltration, resource development, initial access, persistence, and defense evasion. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a bit of an architecture of what is being used to collect this data. So this data is being collected at the cyber range at the University of West Florida, and it is actually being collected through cybersecurity courses. So what we are actually doing is we have we have cybersecurity courses where we are designing what will be happening. Okay, we're not telling the students to do any particular attacks. We're giving them a scenario and we're saying, in this scenario, what would happen? And so different groups are given different scenarios, and things are kind of working more or less in a way where would work in a natural setting where you would not know that you're being attacked. Okay, so once you find out that you're being attacked, what steps do you take? Okay, so all of that is being captured in the cyber range framework. So just to give you a bit of an idea of the cyber range, okay, so it consists of one vCenter server appliance with three ESXi servers, allows for malware analysis, offensive cyber operations, and defensive cyber operations in the safety of a sandbox. The software stack consists of virtualization, router, firewall, penetration testing, cybersecurity, threat hunting, target secure applications, and target insecure platform servers. Okay, so the cyber range, just a little bit about the characteristics of the cyber range. So as the data is collected, the data, if we go back here, if you look on the right hand side of the screen, you will see the Hadoop cluster. So the data is collected on the network, and all of that is stored on our Hadoop cluster. Okay, so our Hadoop cluster consists of one name node and 5 worker nodes. And of course, it's designed to scale up from single servers to thousands of machines, each offering local computation and storage. And the cluster is designed to detect and handle failures at each application layer. And our cluster has a storage capacity of 214 terabytes at the moment, though we are going to be expanding shortly. Okay, so this is a bit more detail on some of the software that's on our Hadoop cluster. And so the data that we are collecting, the first set of data is already available on datasets.uwf.edu. Okay, so if you go onto your browser and type in datasets.uwf.edu, you should be able to see the datasets, as well as we have put an explanation of the datasets. So what did we collect? Okay, so what we collected basically was Zeek logs. So what are Zeek logs? Okay, so Zeek logs are basically Zeek is basically a network monitoring tool that is highly customizable. Okay, now this Zeek is now presently being used by major multinational companies, institutions, major universities, research places. So a lot of places are collecting Zeek logs or using Zeek as a network monitoring tool. Okay, so Zeek produces an extensive set of logs that describes network activity. And these logs not only document every connection, but they also document the application layer transcripts like the DNS request with replies. Okay, so this is just an example of some of the files that are available at UWF Zeek Data 22. And this is an example of some of the tactics that are available at UWF Zeek Data 22. Okay, just a few numbers on how much of what was collected: source bytes, destination bytes, source packets. So you can just see we collected a lot of data already. Okay, so this is just a slide where I'm trying to explain to you where, remember I told you there was this strange relationship going on between a tactic and rather a technique and a tactic, and a sub-technique and a technique and a tactic. Okay, so basically what is happening is, so if we have, like, for example, if we take ID 1 on the left hand side, if we take ID 1 and it has a certain record, but it had only one technique, we have no problem. ID 2 has two techniques. Okay, so now we do have a problem. ID 3 makes it worse because now we have 3 techniques or sub-techniques, and now it becomes a problem. So what we have done so far, and we don't know if this is the best way so far, but maybe we will fix that later. But at this point, what we have done is we have flattened the data frames in order to run machine learning algorithms through them. But this is something we're still trying to do research on, trying to figure out what might be the best way to store this data. Okay, so this is just an example of the amount of non-malicious as well as malicious traffic that was collected. And so the UWF Zeek Data 22 is a modern network intrusion data set, which will be helpful for the network intrusion detection research community. And it is available at datasets.uwf.edu. Okay, so our project is actually funded by the National Security Agency. So we have, giving a thanks to the National Security Agency to fund the project. We have some references here, and I would like to thank you and ask you if you have any questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, so much for giving us or enlightening us for so much in depth in cyber security and the roadmap from the beginning till date to future. We are very, very thankful to you. I would ask Professor Mansaf Alam sir to say vote of thanks to ma'am. Professor Mansaf Alam sir.
Thank you, ma'am, very much for coming among us. Your talk was really very nice. I hope in future we again call you. I personally learned a lot. Ma'am, you have given time to us in spite of your busy schedule. Really, I say thanks and welcome again from bottom of my heart. So, dear participants, if you have any questions, any query, feel free to ask to ma'am. Ma'am, talk was really nice. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so if any of you are interested in looking at the data, we already have a data set already up there at datasets.uwf.edu. It is, I have to mention, it is big data. So unless you have big data capabilities, you will not be able to, unfortunately, to see the data. Because it is so much data, we actually did not have any option but to put it in the big data format. Okay, so you will have to access it through big data capabilities like Spark. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I probably should have put my email on there, but I did not.
Ma'am, you can type in the chat box.
Yeah, I can type it in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am, I can share the power.
Yeah.
I can
So,
share.
ma'am, you shared a very wonderful talk. And ma'am, we were aware of the KDD19 and the other datasets, and we were not aware of the Zeek dataset. And so we will be in future using your dataset and trying to more explore the guidance opportunities from you. So I'm Dr. Zishan Ansari here in computer engineering, and I'm also exploring how to apply machine learning in cybersecurity. So
yeah, you can surely use our data sets, and if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. So if you go to datasets.uwf, let me, at least that one is, no, my screen is, I stopped sharing. Okay, so that the link for that is datasets.uwf.edu. So if you go on that, it's datasets, DAT with the S, datasets.uwf.edu. So if you type that in, you will find the datasets, as well as you will also find, our email address is there. But my email address is bagui@uwf.edu. And Professor mentioned he would share it with you. So yes, please.
Surely we will connect to you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much once again. I really appreciate this, and maybe if I come in at a future talk, I will give you the next step of where we are.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we hope that meet in the campus soon. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sparing your time and gracing the occasion and giving your blessing in form of talks and guidance and future directions. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your time, sharing your knowledge and expertise with our audiences. So we'll be having the next session from 12:10 p.m. So we can join again.
Thank you.
अच्छा, ये हो सकता है कि participant you may be on this line, no problem. This meet will keep on running. That next speaker will join soon. उनका टाइम कितने बजे है?
12 Management and Economics at Technical University of Denmark. The professor is member of the research group of system analysis within the university. He completed PhD at the Department of Computer Science DAISY Research Group in Aalborg University, Denmark. Prior to joining Aalborg University, he was a scientist assistant in the Abo Academy University in Finland. He was postdoctoral researcher in the data system group at University of Waterloo, Canada, and at the same period he was cross-appointed as a research scientist by IBM Toronto Research Center, where he worked in SOSI project. Sir, I invite you for your talk. You are welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. My name is Xiu Feng. I'm from Technical University. Today I would like to give the talk about the visualization and visual analysis about energy consumption data. Here is the outline of my talk. That I first will introduce what is the visualization and visual analysis, and then I will give some motivation that why we want to do the visualization and visual analysis for energy consumption data, and also I will focusing on introduce the four research based on this topic. And last, I will conclude my talk and give it some future work. So here is the definition of the visualization and visual analysis. It is the use of the computer-supported interactive and visual representation of object data to amplify cognition. So here it's important that how to using this visualization to interact with the user. So here we engage the user and use the human beings, the cognitive, to amplify the cognition. Information visualization can add the cognition in this way. One is that increase the resources. For example, they can get an overview of the data, and for example, they also include the density. And the second is that it can reduce the search. Some information that can be more intuitive using the visualization method to search knowledge. And the third is that it can support the pattern recognition. For example, some data are abstract or aggregation that can be easier by a visualization method. And four is allow the perception inference and support the perceptual monitoring. For example, it can be easier to find the chain or the patterns. And the last that is very important part is like interactive manipulation that can engage human in the loop. For example, human can turn the parameter or filters or view the result from different angle of view. So in the energy sectors, energy data is like bit volume and real time, and there are also some data involves privacy issues. Energy visualization actually that can be involved like in different subsectors: production, distribution, and consumption, and so on. In fact, actually, the energy visualization is challenging. It involves uncertainty, spatial visualization, and large network visualization, and correlation network analysis.